Hello guys, I'm jumping on my VN account just to show you what you can do day one to get the most optimal progress. So let's get started. I will show you the steps that you can do the first couple of days to make sure you are doing it optimally. Because we've done this a couple of times now, so we got the hang of it, you know. I will also give you teams that you can use to push forward. And I will log on to my main account to do that later on. But let's just skip it so that I don't spoil anything for anyone who want to check that out. So here we are, the new chapter unlocked. We get equipment, we get some XP, we get some quests. Straight away, we go in and unlock the new resonating hall. First thing we want to do, of course, is equip everything here. That's great. Now, we can upgrade everything. And then, as usual, you can go in and buy the first of everything in faction talent. I won't be going over this in this video. It will take too much time. But before you start doing anything, go in here. Now, VN has been out for a while, so I got a lot of resources there. But what you want to do is start pushing this as soon as possible. And now you see me using a whatever team. I didn't even swap it out because I just wanted to show you that's what you're gonna do right away. I'm gonna provide you with some teams that you can use and that you can put in. And right now, this is what you do. Now go make sure you can hear the game and go do something else while this is going on. Because this is way quicker than using auto progress. If you don't have a lot of time to play the first day the season is out, what you can do is do auto progress and continue with the story. But if you want optimal XP, dust, and so on, auto battling is way quicker than auto progress. Auto progress always takes between 1 and 1.5 minutes before you clear a stage, even if it's really quick, just like this one right here. So that's why I've always recommended to just do auto battling in the beginning, because it's way quicker. And once you start getting stuck a bit and you think you can't progress anymore, that's when you can start doing some auto progress. And just trying over and over again with maybe different teams. And don't forget, you have 2 different stages to push. So we have the normal stage and the faction talent stage. So do the same in both stages before you go out and exploring. So we clear a stage there as well. And after that, you can continue and start exploring the actual season and the first zone you're in. And then you do this until you've gotten everything that's available here. All the resources, you've done all the quests, and so on. So, for example, now we're supposed to follow him, and we'll get some XP and so on. But after that, you just repeat the first. So, this is Brimstone Village. So, after that, you just repeat the thing we just did. So, let's say we are cleared the entire zone. Now what we go in, we upgrade our heroes. We upgrade equipment if we need to, and do that during the entire time. And we can start auto battling again and try to find out teams that works. Maybe you need to adapt some because maybe my teams aren't good enough for your account, or your account's looking a bit different, or maybe you're a bit new to the game. So make sure you try and adapt your team. We will go over that a bit later. But make sure you claim everything, make sure you get the resources all over the place. We also have the daily stuff, and those depends on your AFK stage progress, so you don't want to claim them too quickly. But I still can't believe that this made it into the final game on VN. Continue pushing the story, make these quests, don't claim this too early. With the same thing goes with instant AFK rewards, don't claim them too early. They are based on the AFK stage progress you made, so you don't want to claim them straight away. You want to make sure you're pushed as far as you can, And if you really become stuck and you tried everything, or you made a lot of attempts, then go in and claim the instant AFK rewards. That way you get the most XP out of it. And you can actually tell, if you compare, the XP goes up quite quickly in the beginning. So here we have, let's call it, we can compare with stage 9 instead. Here we have 6.3k per hour. And down here we have 6.6. So you would be missing out on almost 1k XP already. Just comparing stage 9 to stage 56. So being optimal, and you had to consider that depending on how many attempts you have here as well, you have to multiply it by the difference in stages. So it's really important that you use them at the optimal time. But yeah, that's about it. I will go through the teams as well, but for that I will have to log over to my main account. And also, they haven't changed anything with the faction talent when it comes to the placement. So the only one that's different is Mauler, as it was last season. They will still be in the front. So nothing new there. So let's just quickly go through this lineup. So what I have in here is Pesto. Most of the teams I will have is Pesto. I have an Aaron that instantly control the enemy's team with his M+ ability, that where he costs his ultimate ones. We have Bonnie that controls. We have Bonnie that controls with her ultimate and stun as well. We have Ludovic that heals. We have Chimera that deals a lot of damage, and we're also putting her on the buff tile. Remember, you won't have 2 tiles when you're in the season. This is just me showing on my main account because I don't have a proper account built on VN anymore. And also, Chimera here will sacrifice 6% of her HP to gain a 80% HP barrier, and will also increase damage dealt by 20% and reduce damage taken by 10%. So if you want Bonnie to deal more damage, you can swap out Bonnie and put her in. I think this would be a decent team overall. Maybe it will be struggling here a bit, but I believe in the new season this team shouldn't be struggling with the amount of damage coming out from Bonnie and Chimera, and control with Aaron as well. But overall it's pretty tank team as well, because we have Pesto going on and we have Ludo for healing. And you could actually swap this around a bit and replace the Aaron. So we could put in the twins instead if we want to. So that's something you can play around with as well. I will make a team that is better with twins that you can put in as well if you want to. But that team will probably also include Pesto. But I will leave that down in the comments as well. So let's get to the next one. Pretty similar. Remember, the buff tile won't be here. But Lightbearer's faction talent is a bit strange because they need summons. I don't know how to deal with that faction talent yet, but if you want a decent Lightbearer team, here you have one. Aaron, just like earlier, will control in the beginning. Pestos will be the tanks. Rowan will be giving energy and healing. Sonya, I think she's pretty underrated when it comes to pushing in the beginning of seasons. She has this great ultimate where she deals a lot of damage actually, and she has her stun. So having both Aaron and Siren on the team where we pull enemies together, she will become really great because the enemies will always be stacked. And sure, they're a bit to the side here, but they're also buffing the attacks of the Pestos here. Even though the faction talent for Lightbearer decreases the ultimate damage for the hero placed in the prime carrier, it's fine with Siren, because we have all of these other nukers like Sonya, we have the Pestos, and so on. So I think this will be fine as well. But I might have to find a different team for that once the season starts. We don't have the Wilders, same thing here. We're just using Aaron as a control, we have Pestos as tanks, and giving energy to Arden here. We also have Paramore, because I think he will be a great pusher in the start of the season because of his AoE, where it prevents healing and so on. And stacking up with Aaron and then controlling them with Arden should be fine. We then have Damien for healing. We also have the Pesto making far more a bit tankier. So here we have a lot of control. So if you need to control, this is a really good team for that. And the Wilder faction talent is a bit crazy. It sacrifices HP from your entire team basically, and gives them a bit of haste instead in a big circle. And once that is completed, it deals 6% of the prime carrier's attack to all enemies, and also stuns them a bit and reducing their haste. This sounds more like a PvP faction talent, but if you want to, if you only have Wilders to push with, I think this team should be really great. And if you need a bit more survivability, you could just replace the Arden with Tassie, because she can jump around and she respawns and so on. And last, we have probably the more tankier team that also have a decent amount of nuking. So we have Pestos. We don't have an Aaron control here, so this is more for the little AFK stages where you need to find someone to kill with Odie, for example. Usually this is like a Viperian stage where he can do some insane damage, so you need to manually target with the Odie ultimate. We have Smokey for healing. We have Coco for healing and damage reduction. And we have Bonnie to give her aging debuff, where she deals a lot of damage. Here. Where she deals a lot of damage, and she also stuns with her ultimate, so a bit control from her side. This team is more for the hard nuking stages, where they don't have a lot of control, but they have damage dealers. So let's say this Leica would be Viperian, for example. You will just manually the Odie, and then he will be executed real quick. Not in this case, because we're still in the season on this account. But those are my teams, and hopefully they will work out great for you guys. And if they don't, you always have the most simplest thing you can do. You just go in, put records, and copy. And see how that works. Good luck in the new season. I will be streaming live on Friday when it drops. So I will see you guys there. But as always, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.